learn how to knit the brioche stitch with the Bulky Brioche scarf here. Let's get started. Welcome back to GoodKnitKisses. I'm your host Kristen, and we are going to work on a brioche scarf here. It is a 2-row repeat. We're going to cast on, do the 2-row repeat. We'll also bind off, and I'll show you how to put in a lifeline. It makes a double-sided fabric, but it's not doubly thick. It's got a really cool little herringbone look to it between the knit columns here, and it's really squishy and enjoyable. You can use any needle size, any yarn size. Today I'm making in the super bulky. I think it makes up a quicker scarf, but also it's just nice to see the big stitches. We're working with a super bulky yarn, and you need 2 skeins of Yarn Bee Effortless Super Bulky, which is a number 6 yarn. It uses about a skein and a half, and there's 111 yards in this particular one. The color on this is called Crabapple, if you're interested. I'm also using a US number 15 needle, and it's 10 millimeter. You can use the short straight needles, or you can use a shorter length circular needle as a flat panel. And let's get started. Grab your tools and I'll see you in a moment. I'm going to start by making a slip knot, and we're going to make the knitted cast on for 11 stitches, and click below for a slower video on how to do this. It's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Just double check my stitches here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, we've got 11 stitches. Now, our foundation row or setup row is done only one time. So the first stitch is always going to be slip 1 knitwise, and you're going to do that actually for all the rows, but we're going to slip this one just this way, just like your knitting stitch, but then just drop it onto the right needle, and then you're going to yarn front. So I go ahead and cinch this yarn up a little bit, put the yarn in front of the right needle, and now we're going to slip 1, and you're actually slipping it purlwise. So whenever you're told to slip 1 in the middle of the pattern, it generally means purlwise unless it says KW or knitwise. Okay, so the repeat is yarn front, slip 1, knit 1, and then repeat that. So it's yarn front, slip 1, knit 1. Okay, yarn front, slip 1, knit 1, yarn front, slip 1, knit 1, yarn front, slip 1, knit 1. So you're doing it all the way to the end. Because you have an odd number of stitches, you will be done after that 11th stitch, or after your last one. Now we're going to turn it and work on row 1. Row 1 is slip 1 knitwise, just as we did on the setup row. And now we're going to knit 2 together. And if you notice, these 2 stitches are kind of making a Y. They're pushed really close together. So we're going to just knit those 2 together. Okay. Drop that off, yarn front, okay, and then slip 1. That's all we do for that repeat. So now we're going to go back to the repeat, which is knit 2 together. You see those 2 squished up together? That's knit 2, okay, yarn front, slip 1, knit 2, yarn front, and then slip 1. Knit 2, yarn front, slip 1. And then we've got 3 stitches left. So when we're on the last 3 stitches on this row only, we're going to knit these last 2 together, which are squished together. Knit those 2 together, and then knit the last stitch. All right, that's row 1. Row 2. Slip 1 knitwise again. Now here's where the repeat starts. So we're going to, this is the beginning of the repeat. So yarn front on this one. Then we're going to slip 1 and then knit 2 together where these 2 are kind of squished up. And then yarn front, slip 1, knit 2 together. So here's repeat. Yarn front, slip, knit 2. Yarn front, slip, knit 2. And you're going to do this until you get to the last 2 stitches. There they are. Yarn front, slip, and knit. That's it. That's the repeat. So you're going to go back and forth between row 1 and row 2 and continue. Now, because you can see how this pattern changes and it's got these little yarn overs, these yarn fronts that make it kind of squished up. If you mess up, it actually is harder to do in the brioche stitch. And when I was learning this, I really had to rip out the first 4 inches several times because I had people around me and I was very distracted and I kept messing up. So I just kind of ripped it out and started back over. And it's hard to do it, to pull it back without having a lifeline. So let's look at that right now. Okay, so here is a little example, and this is where I was using circular needles, and you can knit back and forth. I can work the stitches in one direction, and then when I'm done, I just turn it around and slip it over. So if you've never done it on circular needles, you can knit a flat panel. However, you can see that I've messed up on here, and I'm just kind of showing you, but if I go back and kind of count to my pattern, I should have 2 of them hooked and pushed close together, and then 1 to slip, and then another like in between. So I've got 2 here, 1 to slip, 2 here, 1 to slip, and then I should have 2 here, but I don't. I have 2 individual, and so I got messed up. If I decide to put my work down, because I know I'm going to be distracted, I can put in a lifeline, or like say you every 6 or 7 inches or however much you want to do it, you could install a lifeline. You just go in and get a contrasting yarn. I like to use a cotton, just something that like this is nice and smooth, where this one's a little bit more grabby. So I'll take a scrap piece very long, I'll get a needle, and then along my needle or my my thread here, I'm just going to go through all the loops that hang out here on my needle. And I just slowly go through and pull my lifeline through like this. And then I can continue just going through all the stitches. And then that way, if I decide I have a problem, I can take my work off the needles and I can pull out the stitches, all the live stitches, until I get to this line. Okay, and so this really helps keep those stitches in place, and where I won't be in any danger of ripping them out further beyond repair. Otherwise, you'll have to redo this whole thing. So a lifeline can really save you. All right, we're going to go now to the bind off. Okay, so when I started, I had these original 11 stitches, and I'm left with more than that because, as you remember, well, if I end on a row 2, I'm going to have several of these crossed over every other one. So it's 11, but it added 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I actually have 16 stitches across. Now, because I have 11 on here, what I want to do is match that. I'm going to actually treat these that are crossed together, treat them as one stitch. All you do is a basic bind off. All right, so we're going to go through the first stitch and knit that. And knit the second 2 together, and then lift the back loop over the front loop. That's it. So now we're going to knit the next stitch, lift the back over the front. And I try not to snug up my yarn too much. I mean, I want it to be loose. I don't want it to be too tight. So just knit the next 2 stitches together and lift the back over the front. Continue across. 2 stitches left. Technically it's 3, but we're knitting these last 2 together. Lift the back over the front and then knit this one. Knit that off with the back over the front, and then we want to cut this yarn here, and then we're just going to pick this up through and pull it, and then we're going to weave in this tail here that just pulls in the back, and then this is nice and loose and matches our cast on. So now we have that, and I'll probably, oops, I was probably a little too loose with that, but I can work that in when I block this out and everything. So that is the brioche stitch. All right, so be sure and weave in your tails, and you have got a nice bulky scarf that'd be great for anyone, male, female, anyone. And I hope you enjoyed this tutorial today. Thank you for joining me again at GoodKnit Kisses, and for more tutorials, click down below and look at the basics if you need to go over these stitches slower. Have a great day and happy knitting. Bye-bye.